Hi Aries, welcome to your reading for the month of October. This message is for Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And if you like the content that I share, please click the like and subscribe down below. All right, Aries, so in your energy, you got the Five of Wands and it just kind of flew out. And I almost clarified it and messages started, coming up with your environmental cards, with the 9-card spread. And so I didn't clarify this. However, I'm sensing from this reading, this is a message for somebody who is like breaking free. Like you're breaking out of something. This could be some contract. This could be some, not actual contract, but romantic partnership of some sort, some entanglement. And that your energy, even though this card does represent some chaos, it's one that's initiated and in alignment with your truth. Now, if that doesn't resonate for you, but the message might kind of resonate, then you can flip the roles, you can reverse them. But with some of the energy Aries that would be easy to say, oh, this is Aries-like energy, maybe like some aggression in your reading, some impulsiveness in your reading. I'm not sensing that that's you. I think you're making decisions, and I think there's an energy here of breaking free, but I think it's actually in alignment with your truth. And that it's possible that you have some more difficult energies that want to impose their truths onto you, or tell you why they think the decisions you're making for your life aren't right, or quite simply they want to be entangled in your energy. And so if you are breaking free, you could be finding some resistance in doing that at this time. Because in your environment position, you got all in the reverse, the Four of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Lovers. So once upon a time, whatever this was for you, and it doesn't have to be romantic, but that feels most relevant here, there was some partnership that it did at some point align with your truth, right? If we were to put these all into the upright, indicating an energy of the past, not what they are now, then this at one time was a place that felt stable, maybe a relationship that felt stable, someone who you felt like at some point you could at least see eye to eye with, even if this wasn't like a marriage or a forever person. Like this was someone that this did align with your truth, Ace of Swords in the upright. But within in the reverse, Aries, this indicates that this environment that was once stable no longer feels stable. This environment that felt aligned with your truth no longer does. And that something, maybe even not feeling aligned with this other person, makes you feel not aligned inside of yourself. And maybe that's the impetus or the lighting of the match that has you breaking free in your energy. And I'm going to jump straight to your Oracle messages, because from the Oracle of the Seven Energies deck, you got two cards that came out together. It is what it is, and great and full. I really like these together, even though they're different messages. So it is what it is. That underscored everything I said earlier, and that this is just you coming into a place of acceptance with the decisions that you have to make that are in the highest good for you. And great and full is a reminder to, it's like a gratitude practice card, like continuing to have that daily ritual of really reminding yourself of everything that you're grateful for, everyone that you're grateful for. You could say this out loud, you could start your day with it, you could finish your day with it too. There's clearly from this card an indicator that there's a lot to be grateful for. And so maybe in the uprooting of a scenario, it's easy to lose touch with that. And so that could be why that card came out. But also with the it is what it is, anytime we're making these decisions that are aligned with our truth, when our Ace of Swords in our energy or in our environment's energy is upside down, and there's an opportunity to turn it in the upright, even if that closes some door, you see that like big door there, even if it closes some door, it does remind us that it's all being done for our highest good. Like there's a reason why you're feeling a need to break free at this time, right? because something is like misaligned, or else you wouldn't be breaking free. Okay, so let's start with the first card out for you, the Two of Pentacles. This came out like right away and feels like a bigger energy than a normal Two of Pentacles. I give a lot of weight sometimes to the first card out, especially if it just flies out. And this could indicate that you're still on the fence of whatever decision this is. And that could be why the Five of Wands came up in your energy, but also it might explain this whole first row, because after that you got the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So if somebody, that to me, like this indicates rejection to me, this whole row actually, that it's possible that you, in taking your time or weighing your options or trying to make a decision that's in alignment, you know, with what you want, it's possible that that stirred up chaos outside of you in your environment and had someone else feeling as though their offer or their Ace of Pentacles was rejected. So that's pretty loud. That could be your past energy. If this is somebody who's not in your life anymore and it's a past energy, for starters, it can just be like reassurance for you in the reading, but it could also indicate that they're still present in your energetic field. So if you're giving thoughts to this person, if you're still like ruminating about something from the past, especially since this is also them and it came up in the center of your reading, the Page of Pentacles, that's not your energy. This is something to make peace with or make amends with, even if it's just internally, and finding that place of acceptance, right? That it is what it is card, with whatever this is from the past, especially if it's something that left you feeling very confused and in your head about someone else. Because your energy beautifully showed up as the Empress coming up next to this Page of Pentacles and this Seven of Cups. This energy doesn't even match. I just want to point that out first. But second, it's kind of also this message of like, do you want this confusion? Do you see how he's actually, his pentacle is facing the Seven of Cups? It's like, do you want all of this confusion, or do you just want to sit on your throne and like reap the rewards and benefits of being the Empress? Like, this feels like one of those messages that's like a harsh message for a cross watcher maybe, but this is a message around remembering who you are as that Empress on the throne, right? And then for your last row, you got some really strong energies with major arcana cards coming out. You got the Chariot right away. This feels like a message of advice. You could also have dominant Cancer placements in your chart, but this feels more like advice to me of like, continue moving forward. The Chariot is not stopping. The Chariot's moving with intentionality, knowing what they want. This actually is a super opposite energy to the Two of Pentacles. And maybe with the Empress coming up in the center on this like top to bottom row, you get out of a space of oscillation when you actually remember who you are. If you need to connect with that Venusian-like energy that the Empress does to replenish herself, regardless of, you know, if you're a man or a woman, that might be necessary this time. And then after the Chariot, you got the Lovers coming out. So a harmonization in the self. And when this came out, I immediately thought about how in your environment, you have the Lovers in reverse, indicating that something in your current environment is leaving you with a sense of disharmony. It's likely a partnership in your life. And that this is actually what you're going towards, the Chariot, then the Lovers. Taking intentional steps in the direction of what gives you a sense of harmony inside of you and also brings harmony into your partnerships. Someone who's aligned with you. Do you see the two people on this card like staring at each other, right? You also, this is a divine partnership card. You have the Archangel on top there as well. It's one of the three cards that has an Archangel on it. But they are there. And then I want to go back to pointing out how like this energy doesn't even make sense, right? So you're moving from one, and you know what? If this isn't like a romantic relationship, this could even be like a way of looking at yourself. Like, it's kind of a message around like, do you see yourself as the Page of Pentacles or do you see yourself as the Empress? Like that could definitely be what this is indicating, especially if you're not in like a romantic situation right now. Your very last card's out. was still that Page of Pentacles energy, but showing up in different form. It was two cards came out, Page of Wands in the upright, Page of Swords in the reverse. And I want to again point out how lopsided this feels compared. I'm going to show you the whole row together so you can see it how I saw it all together. And let me just drop that one for now. The energy of the Chariot, Major Arcana, with the Lovers, Major Arcana, with a Page of Wands. It doesn't even make sense, right? So if at the end of the month, if at the end of October, someone is coming in, like especially somebody who has a flair for the dramatic, who says really big things, who's very impulsive, possibly immature, very likely immature, with the Page of Swords in the reverse, that's messages of dishonesty. That's a lot of lying. So be careful that you don't get off your path. With this kind of big energy, you shouldn't. But there's a message here around using intentionality with where you're headed and aligning with your highest good and your higher self with the Lovers card there. And also all this makes sense with your astrology as well, Aries. You have Mercury going retrograde very end of September into I think it's the 18th of October. You have Mercury going retrograde, and then you also have Mars in your partnership house. So that's definitely a reassessment of partnerships. That's potentially partnerships from your past coming back up to the surface, which could be why all this Page energy is coming up, right? And then it's also with Mars sitting there, you're very comfortable with that energy as your ruling planet. It's the opportunity for fast movement. And so whatever that fast movement becomes, the bottom of the deck, you got the Hermit. I think there's something here too about going within underneath that Ten of Cups to find and act in alignment with your emotional fulfillment. If with that Two of Pentacles energy, you've been in your head about what's fulfilling for you emotionally, the message there is to allow yourself to move forward, allow that Mars energy in your 7th house to propel you forward in the direction of your highest good and out of this place of oscillation and indecision. All right, Aries, so that has been your message for the month of October. I hope you have a beautiful month. Take care.